Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Now Television. I'm Chaman Fernando. Let's have a look at the headlines. Netherlands stresses the need to maintain economic and administrative stability in Sri Lanka. Container vessel MV Ever Arm calls at the Colombo East Container Terminal. Now the news in detail. Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe said that the officials who are assigned to implement public policy should not be punished by law for not being able to deliver on the policy. He stressed that they could only be punished of court with the breaching of a legal provision, and that is how it is done in many countries across the world. Governor Veerasinghe said this speaking at an event in Colombo recently.
When the institution has the responsibility to deliver public policy, failure to deliver public policy should not be something punishable for the people who implement them. That is where I don't see is anywhere in the world where I think obviously accountability should be there. It should be accountable why we fail, and we should be giving commitments how we bring it back to the normal. Say if inflation went above 5 or 6 or 10%, we should be able to explain why, if that is our failure, whether that's something else, because there are certain reasons we may not have control. But then we need to have a proper, if we don't see that happening, that we need to have commitment to have policies, how to bring it back to the normal level. That's our public policy. Even if you look at the fiscal rules all over the world, there's, for example, in the European, the EU fiscal rule, a lot of other countries have fiscal rules. I don't think any fiscal rule deviation would only require even Parliament, the people, the sovereignty, has mechanism to bring it back to normal, that is seen as a failure. Failure means you need to be punished if you violate the law. That's a different thing. If there's a provision in the law that we have to follow in the implementary policy, if we have violated the provisions, obviously we should be punished.
The government of Netherlands stresses the need to maintain stability of the economy and the administration at the same time as it directly affects for the development of a country. The ambassador of Netherlands, Bonnie Harbot, stressed this at a recent meeting took place with the Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena in Colombo.
The ambassador of Netherlands, Bonnie Hobart, called on Prime Minister Gunawardena at the Temple Trees in Colombo this Monday. In a cordial discussion with Prime Minister, she praised the progress made in the last 2 years in the country and the efforts taken to solve the issues of the people in the north and east. She also has added that the efforts taken to ensure all are equal partners of the development are progressing well, and they earnestly hope this process will continue uninterrupted under a stable government. She has also mentioned that beside the fact that she is coming from a country with immense experience in water management, however, she was amazed at the Sri Lanka's ancient irrigational systems that include long canals and tanks. Ambassador Hobart has also reminded that Netherlands provided scholarships for postgraduate studies to archaeology students from Sri Lanka. The Netherlands is also assisting the Archive Department of Sri Lanka with the state-of-art technology for preservation of ancient manuscripts.
The container vessel MV Ever Arm made its first call at the Colombo East Container Terminal last week. The first call of MV Ever Arm at the SLPA-controlled CECT highlights the Port of Colombo's capability to handle the latest generation of ultra-large container vessels, reinforcing its strategic importance in global maritime trade.
MV Ever Arm, measuring 400 meters in length and 60 meters in beam, boasts a substantial summer draught of over 17 meters and an advanced propulsion system that enhances its operational efficiency and cargo capacity. Built by Samsung Heavy Industries in 2022, the vessel has a gross tonnage of around 235,500 and a deadweight capacity of 241,960 metric tons. It is designed to accommodate up to 24,000 TEUs, exemplifying the modern standards of container ships. The 55-meter high ship-to-shore cranes at SCCT ensured smooth operations during the vessel's stay at the port of Colombo. Commenting on the occasion, Sri Lanka Ports Authority Chairman Keith Bernard said, that the vessel's call is a testament to the trust the international shipping, maritime and logistics sectors place on the efficiency and modern developments at the Port of Colombo. He asserted that the Sri Lanka Ports Authority is well geared with latest state-of-art equipment, facilities and competencies to meet the demands of the present and future global maritime sector. The successful operation of the vessel at CECT also affirms the Port of Colombo's role as a premier hub for international trade and consolidating its position as a key player in the global maritime sector.
Stay tuned, we will return after this commercial break. Welcome back. MP Rohini Kumari Wijeyaratne presented a report to the Selected Committee of Parliament on behalf of its chair MP Vadivel Suresh to address the worsening issue of child malnutrition in Sri Lanka. The Parliament media said that it outlines the 4 key forms of child undernutrition: stunting or low height for age, wasting or low height for height, underweight or low weight for age, and micronutrition deficiencies.
The report highlights that 15.9% of babies born in Sri Lanka in 2022 had a low birth weight, while underweight and stunting in infants and children under 2 years of age increased in 2023. According to Parliament, the Nuwara district recorded a particularly alarming underweight rate of 24.6%, where 1 in 4 children is identified as moderately or severely underweight. It said that the report also noted that 1.2% of children under 5 suffer from severe acute malnutrition, affecting nearly 16,000 children nationwide. The economic crisis in 2022 worsened food insecurity, with 74% of households unable to afford food or daily essentials during the last 6 months of the year. The proportion of food insecure households increased to 24% by the third quarter of 2023.
The report presented to the Selected Committee of Parliament further contained several key recommendations to counter the malnutrition among young children, adolescents and infants in the country.
The report recommended immediate intervention to prevent chronic malnutrition in children. Strengthening maternal and child health programs with adequately skilled field health staff was identified as a crucial step in achieving this objective. The report also emphasized the importance of reinstating vitamin A supplementation for school children. It also highlighted the need to improve food security, especially for families with children under 5. It further recommended using health management information systems to map malnutrition risk and address vulnerabilities. It further stressed the importance of ensuring the uninterrupted supply of nutritional supplements to pregnant mothers and malnourished children. The report recommended the implementation and monitoring preschool and school feeding programs, along with enforcing school canteen guidelines to ensure access to quality food.
The United Nations Development Programme in Sri Lanka recently hosted a 2-day workshop as part of the Sustainable Finance Week for the private sector in Colombo. This event has been designed to address the urgent need to integrate sustainability into the strategic framework of business in Sri Lanka.
The UNDP has organized this workshop in collaboration with the Colombo Stock Exchange, Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, United Nations Global Compact Network Sri Lanka, and the UN Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Speaking at the event, resident representative of UNDP in Sri Lanka, Azusa Kubota, emphasized the transformative power of sustainable finance. She stressed that the workshop is about reimagining the country's economies where economic prosperity aligns seamlessly with sustainability. She added that as the business environment evolves under the influence of climate change, resource limitations and shifting societal values, integrating sustainability into business strategy is no longer optional, it is imperative. The event also highlighted the importance of embedding sustainability into everyday operations, which will enable Sri Lankan companies to attract ethical consumers, enhance their brand image, stay compliant with evolving regulations, and access sustainable investment opportunities. Punyamali Saparamadu, Senior Vice President Commercial, Colombo Stock Exchange, emphasized the importance of capacity building in environmental, social, and governance frameworks. During the two-day workshop, experts from the organizing committee led a series of interactive discussions designed to enhance the capacity of the private sector in understanding and implementing sustainable practices.
Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today.
The World Share Price Index gained by 3.59 points to close at 10,574.82, and the S&P SL20 gained by 0.47 points to close at 2,923.54. The turnover was 1 billion rupees and over 29 million shares were traded.
Up next are Forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.